أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome everybody to today's class. Jazakumullah for arriving early and being very, very punctual. Jazakumullah. Okay, so let's start our class with our usual prayer. So if I can just go to my participants list, if you bear with me. Okay, let me choose G2583. G2583, Assalamu alaikum. G2583, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you?
I am fine.
Alhamdulillah. So G2583. Okay, so let me just write that down. Okay, so I'm on my own today, sweetheart. And so if you can now give me a hand. We always start with Dawood. If you follow with me, everybody at home, please also follow. Okay? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Well done. And if you could read the English translation, darling.
I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the rejected.
Well done, mashallah. Okay, so now let's go to, here we go. Tasmiyah. If you can now follow with me, everybody. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
And in the English translation, please.
In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful.
Oh, mashallah, very, very nice. Okay, so today is Wednesday. Okay, so the prayer for today is this one. So if you can follow with me and everybody at home also follow, okay? Rabbi Alimni.
Alimni.
Okay, well done. One more time, yeah? Rabbi Alimni.
Rabbi Alimni.
Ma huwa khayrun.
Ma huwa khayrun. Indak.
Well done. Okay, mashallah. Okay, so if you just bear with me for a second, let me just see if I can call a member of staff.
Assalamu alaikum, main teacher.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes,
okay, so let me just find you.
I am co-host now.
Oh, okay, mashallah. Okay then. Right then. Okay, so now we have started our prayers with our prayers. Let's go to our class etiquettes. So, a reminder to everybody that we expect everyone to come to class having done wudu, to be wearing clean clothes, and to have your head covered as according to our tradition. Topi for members of Atfal and a scarf or a dupatta for Nasirat. You've all of you arrived early, so well done, Jazakumullah. Make sure that you are sitting in a very quiet place so that you can hear us and we can hear you. Ideally, you will have your parents with you, or your mum or your dad, if not both, or somebody older who can maybe give you a hand if you get stuck on anything. Make sure that you've used your correct ID. If you don't know what your correct ID is, do contact us and let us know at this email address, ukquranclass@gmail.com. ukquranclass@gmail.com. Mark it for the attention of G2 in charge and give as many details as you can about yourself, your name, your email that you registered with, any information that you have, and we can then help find who you are and then let you know which correct ID is. Very soon, by the end of this week, we will start having a very strict policy where people with incorrect IDs won't be admitted to class. And that's for your safety as well as for everybody's benefit. And in the meantime, anybody who's incorrectly signed in will not be called to mic. So it's extremely important that you do sign in with your correct ID. Okay, so we will be taking attendance very soon, but let's find out what the schedule for today is. And today the schedule is at 6:05. So in a moment, we will cover the rule in focus today, which is sukoon. And then we will continue practice reading from chapter 79, and we'll start from verse 27 today. And then we will have a letter of the day. Ain is the letter today. And then we will do some more practice reading and apply the rules that we've done so far. And then we will do our consolidation and assign our homework. Okay, so let's now go to our practice text. So if you just bear with me, I will bring my presentation to the screen. Okay. Okay, so if I could just check with my colleague that my presentation is coming through okay?
Yes, yes, I can see.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so today's presentation is about sukoon. Okay, and let's go find out about sukoon. Okay, so sukoon. We are going to look at this combination of letters which make up this word here, which I'm sure you'll all recognize. And we will learn about sukoon using these. Now, first of all, let's just look at this in the blue circle. This is what we call a voweled letter. It's called a voweled letter because it's a letter that carries a vowel or a letter that carries a stroke. Now, remember, vowels and strokes is the same thing, okay? So this dal with a dhamma on top, this is a voweled letter. So now that we've done that reminding, let's find out about sukoon. A sukoon looks like this symbol here in the red. It sits on top of a letter, like you can see here. And just as we had a voweled letter, which is a letter that carries a stroke, a sakin letter is a letter that carries a sukoon. So this is a sakin mim, and this is a sakin lam. Okay, sukoon causes joining. A sakin letter joins to the most recent voweled letter. So if you look at this, the sakin lam will join to the most recent voweled letter, which happens to be that alif, which is carrying a fatha. If we look at this next example, this sakin mim, the mim in the red, which carries a sukoon, a sakin mim, will join to the most recent voweled letter, which happens to be that ha, which carries a fatha. And when we join those, we will read that as al and ham, al, ham. Now, it's really important that you make sure that you sound both the voweled letter and the sakin letter. Don't ignore the sakin letter and don't rush through it either. The letter is there, the sound is there, the sound has to be made. Al, ham. And if you put that all together, then this word will read as alhamdu. Alhamdu. Make sure you sound all the letters that you need to sound. Okay, so some very easy steps that you need to remember. When you see a sakin letter, look for the most recent voweled letter, and those two will join. So we'll go through some examples, and if I can have a student to the mic, please.
Yes, our first student is G2 663.
G2 663. Assalamu alaikum. G2 663. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, darling. Are you G2 663?
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, very well. Jazakumullah for asking, darling. Okay, so let's look at the example that's just popped up on the screen. Okay, and let's apply the rule of sukoon. You can see in the red, there's a ta and it carries a sukoon. Tell me, what else can we call that ta because it carries a sukoon? What is the term that we can use?
Pardon?
So can you see on the screen, there's a red letter, ta. Yeah. And what does it carry on top?
A sukoon?
It does indeed. Yes, well done. What do we call a letter that carries a sukoon? We've just covered it and it's there in the white box at the bottom. Okay, so I can't quite hear you. Sakin. A letter that carries a sukoon is sakin. So that red letter ta is a sakin ta. When you see a sakin letter, you have to join it to the most recent vowel letter. In this case, that ta will join with the ba, which is just before it. And when we join it, it will read as bat. So repeat with me, bat.
Ba.
Okay, so you did really well. You made the ba sound, okay? But there's a ta there as well. Okay, you have to make the ta sound as well. Ba, ta, bat.
But.
Well done. And when we read the whole word, nusibat.
Nusibat.
Well done. Okay, so here we have, what is that red sheen? What can you call that red sheen? It has a sukoon on the top. So what can we say?
Is sakin letter?
It is indeed. And we could be even more specific and say it's a sakin sheen, because that's what it is. It's a sheen with a sukoon. So it needs to join to the most recent vowel letter, and that happens to be the alif just beforehand, the alif with the dhamma. So when we read that as ush.
Ush.
Well done. Ush, hidu.
Ushhidu.
Well done. Okay, so this example, ra with a sukoon, a sakin ra. When we join it to the most recent vowel letter. What will that sakin ra join to?
The ba.
Well done, yes. So when we read this, we say bar un.
Bar kun.
Well done. And then we make it a bit more fluent. Bar un.
Bar kun.
Well done. Okay, here. Sakin ain. It carries a sukoon on top. What will that sakin ain join to?
The noon.
It will indeed. Well done, Jazakumullah darling. So when we read that, we have to make the noon and the ain sound. So listen carefully. Now, budu.
Now, voodoo.
Mashallah, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, here. Sakinta, it will join to, tell me, darling.
The cough.
Well done, the off, yeah? The o sound comes right from the back of your mouth, the top of your throat, okay? O, o.
Oh.
Well done. So when we read this, it's holy, ot.
Holy God.
Well done, okay? So when you make that off sound, take the back of your tongue, okay, the very back, and raise it up so that it blocks your throat, okay? You know that little dangly bit that sits at the back of your mouth, the top of your throat. See if you could almost touch there. Off.
Oh.
Mashallah, mashallah. Holy, ot.
Holy God.
Well done. Okay. So here, again, sakin ha will join with the noon. Nahnu.
Nah, no.
Well done. Here, sakin ta will join with, tell me, darling.
The half.
Well done. So when you read that letter, okay, smile a little bit. Ha.
Ha.
Okay, well done. It comes from the middle of your throat, okay? Ha. Rabbi, ha.
Ha.
Well done.
Rabbi. Ha.
Okay, so let's break that down a bit, yeah? Let's do the ra, ra.
Ra.
And then the ba with the kasra, bi.
B.
Okay, well done. Now there's no joining there because there's nothing on there to tell us that those join. So we have to make those sounds separately. Rabi,
Rabbi.
well done. Then we join the next two letters because there's a sakin da. Hat,
Hat.
well done. Rabi, hat.
Rabbi. Hat.
Mashallah, well done. Okay, so make sure that you join the letters that need to be joined, but not letters that don't need to be joined. Okay, here. So here we've got two sakin letters. First of all, there's a sakin lam. What will that join to, darling?
Pardon?
What will the sakin lam join to?
The calf.
Well done. Okay, remember off. Yeah, make it a thick and heavy sound. Yeah,
Off.
well done. So we read that as ul.
Kul.
Well done. Then we have a sakin meme coming up. What will that join to?
The ta.
Well done. So that will read as tum.
Tum.
Well done. Ul, tum.
Kul. Tum.
Well done. Okay, and when you make the meme sound, don't make a sound, okay? Try and finish the meme sound very nicely, cleanly. Ul, tum.
Kul. Tum.
Well done. Well done. Okay, so sukoon, course is joining, and when you see a sakin letter, you need to join it to the most recent vowel letter. So let's sum that all up. A sakin letter is a letter that carries a sukoon. So here in that pink circle is an example of a sakin lam. A voweled letter is a letter that carries a stroke. So here in the yellow circle is an example of a voweled letter, an alif which carries, in this example, a fatha. A sakin letter joins to the most recent voweled letter. So in this example that we've seen, okay, the alif with the fatha would join with that sakin lam. The important thing that you've got to remember is that you must make both the voweled letter sound and the sakin letter sound. You mustn't ignore either of them. So there you would read it as al, al. And don't rush through. Make the complete sound, okay? Don't rush through and move on. You must say al, ham. Okay, and that is the simple steps you need to take to do sukoon properly and successfully. Okay, so now that being done, let's now move on to our reading for today. So let's go back to our material. Okay, so let's now, bear with me for a second. Let's go to, so we started this chapter a couple of days ago, I think. And the teachers would have told you already. Let's go through them again. Surah An-Naziyat. It was revealed in the holy city of Mecca. So it's known as a Meccan surah, a Meccan chapter. It sits in part number 30 in the Holy Quran. And the Holy Quran has a total of 30 parts. So it sits in the last part of it. It's chapter number 79 out of a total of 114. It has 47 verses out of approximately 6,348 in the Holy Quran. 2 rukus, and the order of revelation is the 81st chapter to have been revealed to the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Even though it sits at number 79 in the Holy Quran, it was actually the 81st chapter to be revealed. Okay, so now let's go on to here, and let me just get hold of my highlighter. So I do believe that you reached here yesterday, so we're going to start from here. If I can have a student to the mic, and just before that, the support teacher will drop a form into the chat. If you could all take a note of that form and fill that in with your ID so that we can have your attendance for today. If you don't know your ID, write in whatever information about yourself you do have. We will get in touch with you and help you to locate your ID. Please do that within an hour of the class finishing, because then we close the form and the register closes. So try and do that either within class or just after class. Okay, if I can now have a student to the mic.
Yes, our next student is G2660.
G2660, Assalamu alaikum. G2660, Assalamu alaikum. G2660.
Should be
Okay, let's move
yeah.
on.
Okay. G2692.
G2692, Assalamu alaikum. G269. Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, very well. Jazakumullah Sweetheart for asking. Okay, so we're going to start with we've highlighted, and what we'll do is I will read. If you can follow along with me, okay? And everybody at home, please listen, and you also follow along, okay? Now remember that today's lesson was about sukoon and how you join to the most recent vowel letter. So here is an example of a sakin ba, and that will join with this vowel ain. Okay, and there are lots more examples, and we will go through those as we go through the verses. So if you listen with me, now we've done Dawood and Tasmiyah already in the first part of the class. Okay, so we can go straight into it. Inna fi dhalika.
Inna fi dhalika
La'ibra.
la'ibra.
Well done. Put that together. Inna fi dhalika la'ibra.
Inna fi dhalika ibra.
Okay, don't forget there was a lam here. La'ibra.
La'ibra.
Well done. Taliman yakhsha.
Liman yakhsha.
Well done. Okay, so one more time the whole verse. Inna fi dhalika la'ibratan liman yakhsha.
Inna fi dhalika la'ibratan liman yakhsha.
MashaAllah, well done. Let's move on. A'antum.
A'antum.
Well done. Okay. We haven't explained this as yet, okay? But try and make this as a very light sound, okay? A'antum.
A'antum.
Well done. Ashaddu khalqan.
Ashaddu khalqan.
Well done. Khalqan.
Khalqan.
Well done. Mis-sama.
Mis-sama.
Okay, so we're going to read this ma, okay? We're going to stretch the sound out. There is a hamza at the end. Now, we haven't gone through this rule as yet. We're just going to build up your skill set bit by bit. But when you have to pause here, you have to make a very abrupt finish, okay? Ma.
Ma.
Okay, so you're making the right sound, but when you get to the end of it, okay, make a sudden stop in all the air that's coming out of your mouth, yeah? Just suddenly just stop it, okay? Ma. Sweetheart, you there?
Yes.
Okay. Ma.
Ma.
Okay, so that's something you're gonna have to work on, okay? But when you're making the sounds, that's sounds are being made because the air is coming out of your body. If you suddenly use your tongue to suddenly just stop the sound, okay, block the throat, then you can get that abrupt finish, okay? So one more
Okay.
time from the beginning of this verse. أَأَنْتُمْ أَشَدُّ خَلْقًا أَمِ السَّمَاءِ
أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء
Mashallah, very nice, perfectly done. بَنَاهَا,
بناها
well done. And the next one. رَفَعَ,
رفع
well done. Sakin meme is going to join with this scene here. Samkaha,
سمكها
well done. Rafa'a samkaha,
رفع رفع سمكها
fasawwaha.
وسواها
Mashallah, mashallah. Okay, and from the beginning of this verse, Rafa'a samkaha fasawwaha.
رفع سمكها فسواها.
Mashallah, mashallah. Okay then. So what we'll do is we'll now read from here to here. Okay. Will you have a go by yourself, darling, and I'll help you if you need a hand.
إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى
Done.
أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء بناها
Okay, well done. Okay, so tell me this stroke here, darling. What is that stroke?
فتح
It is. So what would be the sound that you make? Let me just clear up my screen. Okay, when you do here.
أن
Well done. Yes. When you first read it, I didn't pause you because I thought I'd wait until the end. But when you read it, you read that as if it was a kasra. Okay. So always make sure that your eyes and your tongue do the same thing. What your eyes are seeing and what your tongue does. Okay. Okay. Well done. Carry on from here.
رفع سمكها فسواها
Mashallah. Very, very nice. Okay. Very nice. Really nice reading. Very nice reading, in fact. Okay. And you've managed to get that very nicely as well. Okay, you must just make a very abrupt finish there, and you did that very nice. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. Allah Hafiz for now.
خلاف
Allah Hafiz. Okay, so what we'll do is we will now move to our letter for the day, and then we will come back to our practice reading. Okay, so let's move to our letter, and today's letter is Ain. So let's just go to, here we are. Okay, Ain looks like this. Okay, all the way around. Okay, so you can follow with your fingers, and then you can follow with your fingers around again. Okay, the sound comes from the middle of your throat. Ain. So repeat with me. Ain. If you find that difficult to do, I usually find that if you take your fingers and you just touch the middle of your throat and see if you could try and get the sound just from there. Ain. And if you practice at that, inshallah, you get them. When you read it on its own, it actually takes 5 seconds to read. So the way to read this would be Ain for 5 seconds. That would be the correct way of reading the name of this letter. Notice it has no dots. Now, when you're writing, it can join to a letter that comes beforehand. So if I can show you here, okay, here in this example here, there's an ain, it's sitting there, it's joined on to the letter that's come just beforehand. Here as well, it's joined on to the letter that's come just beforehand. It can join to the letter that comes beforehand. It can also join to the letter that comes afterwards. So for example, here, it joins onto the meme. And here, whoops a daisy. And here, okay, so my highlighter is not going to behave itself. Let me see if I can, here it joins onto the bar. Okay, this is how it looks here when it starts a word. Just the top part is used, okay, and the bottom part is not used because it joins into the next letter. When it sits in the middle, like here, okay, it joins in and it's the top part again. So what you've got here is actually, if I can get my highlighter, what you've got here is where the ta is, it's coming. Okay, bear with me for a second. Let's see if I can make it here. Okay, I can't do that here. But basically, let me get a hold of my hand, okay? What's happening here is the ta's joining, and then it's going up, across, and then round. And that's how that shape is made there, okay? So that's the top part of the ayn that's joining on. If it comes at the end of a word, it basically looks just like it does if it's on its own. And that's how you would recognize an ayn. The important thing that we would really like you to understand is where the sound comes from. It comes from the middle of the throat. So when you're practicing it later on, practice making the sound that it comes from the middle of the throat, but also remember that it comes from the middle of the throat. Okay, so now we'll go back to our reading, and if I can call a student to the mic, please.
Yes, our next student is G2 636.
G2 636, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, darling. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, very well. Jazakumullah for asking, darling. Okay, so we're going to read from here. Okay, now we did Dawood and Tasmiyah earlier, so we can go straight into this, okay? Wa.
The.
Well done. Here is the
I read it by
sukoon.
myself.
Okay, so sweetheart, so some of us are really talented and we can do the reading by ourselves, but some of us are learning for the first time. So it's really nice to have somebody who knows what they're doing, but if you can help so that everybody else who isn't quite as practiced as yourself, okay, they can also learn. And then afterwards you can read by yourself, okay? So here we have a sukoon on top of the ghain, and it's a sakin ghain, and it will join to this alif because it joins the most recent vowel letter. So we say oh.
Oh.
Okay, so you make the ghain sound, okay? Oh. Gha. Well done. Dasha.
Dasha.
Well done. Wa dasha.
Dasha.
Mashallah. Yeah. Laylaha.
Laylaha.
Wa akhraja.
Akhraja.
So it's a ha. Wa akhraja.
Akhraja.
Well done. Zu.
Zu.
Zuhaha.
Zuhaha.
Okay, well done. So let's now read it a little bit more fluently by putting everything together. Okay, from here. وَأَغْطَشَ لَيْلَهَا وَأَخْرَجَ ضُحَاهَا.
Dasha Laylaha. Akhraja Suhaha.
Well done, mashallah. Okay, so let's just make it a little bit more fluent, okay? Let's do it from here. Laylaha.
Laylaha.
Well done.
Akhraja Suhaha.
Okay, well done. Okay, but let's just work on joining with previous here, okay? وَأَغْطَشَ لَيْلَهَا.
Akhtasha Laylaha.
Well done. وَأَخْرَجَ ضُحَاهَا.
Akhraja Suhaha.
Well done. One more time by yourself, all the way through from that verse.
Akhtasha Laylaha. وأخرج سهاها.
Okay, very, very nice. Okay, so let's move on. Here, okay, we will explain this later on in the term, okay? But here we have a wow, and it's going to join with a lam. Wal-ard.
والأرض.
Well done, okay? Because this sakin ra is going to join with an alif that's just before here. We will explain that in another lesson, okay? But whenever you see this curly symbol here, it's a lam and an alif. The
Okay.
lam comes first and the alif comes second. So if you look on top, okay, the sukoon is coming first, so that will go with the first letter, which is lam, and the fatha is coming second, so that will go with the second letter, which is alif. So that's why we join the lam to the waw, and we said wal, and then we join the alif with the fatha to the ra, ar, wal, ar.
والأرض.
Well done. The.
ذو.
Well done. Wal, ar, the.
والأرض.
Ba'da.
بعد.
Okay, so let's try and get the ain sound right, okay?
Ba-
Ba'da.
بعد.
Okay, so ain comes to the middle of your throat, okay? It's a nice smooth sound. Ba. Have a go.
بعد. بعد. بعد.
Okay, not to worry, okay? We could practice on that, okay? Let's move on. ذلك.
ذلك.
The ha.
دها.
Mashallah. Okay, so let's have a go at putting it all together, okay? وَالْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ دَهَاهَا.
والأرض بعد ذلك دها.
Okay, well done. Okay, so let's have one more go from here, okay? وَأَغْطَشَ لَيْلَهَا وَأَخْرَجَ ضُحَاهَا.
وأغطش ليلها وأخرج سهاها.
Mashallah. Carry on then.
والأرض بعد ذلك دهاها.
Mashallah, very, very nice. Okay, so this time you got the ayn a little bit more, okay? With practice, if you say that enough times, the sound will come through, okay? So it comes in the middle of your throat. When you practice making that sound, take 2 fingers and just put them in the middle of your neck, in the middle of the throat area, and see if you can try and get the ayn sound from there.
Ba.
Yes, well done. Okay. Okay, sweetheart. One more verse, okay, from here. Akhraja.
أخرج.
Okay. Ho. Akhraja.
أخرج
Minha.
منها
Ma.
من منها ما.
Okay. Aha wa mar'aha.
أها أها ومرأها.
Okay, well done. Okay, so let's put it all together. أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها.
أخرج منها ماءها ومرأها.
Okay, very nice. Okay, you got to be really careful. This one here, okay, only do that for 2 counts. Okay, minha,
منها
and then this next one here, we're going to stretch it out longer. منها ماءها ومرعاها.
منها ماءها ومرأها. Aha.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Very, very nice. Okay, sweetheart, Jazakumullah for
I have
coming
a
to the mic.
question.
Yes, darling.
Can I read the ending dua?
Okay, if the support teacher can take a note of that, okay? And then if it's your turn, she may call you, okay? Okay, then Jazakumullah, sweetheart. Okay, if we can now have another student to the mic.
Yes, our next student is G2712.
G2712, Assalamu alaikum. G2712, Assalamu alaikum. G2712.
Okay, we'll move to another student then. G2732.
G2732, Assalamu alaikum. G2732.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, darling. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, fine.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, sweetheart. So let's move on, okay? Wal jibala
Wal jibala
arsaha.
arsaha.
MashaAllah, well done. Put it all together. Wal jibala arsaha.
Wal jibala arsaha.
Okay, very, very nice. Okay. When you make that sound there, okay, the ha, take a breath. Okay, make the sound come from the bottom of the throat. Arsaha.
Arsaha.
Well done. Okay, next one here. Mata'allakum.
Mata'allakum.
MashaAllah, very nice. Wali an'amikum.
Wali an'amikum.
Well done. And all together, mata'allakum wali an'amikum.
Mata'allakum
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so bear with me, sweetheart. Yeah, here. Let me just explain, yeah? See what you're seeing here, okay? This here is a lam and an alif. Whenever you see this, it's just a special way of writing a lam and an alif. We saw it earlier on here. Always remember that this symbol here, okay, what you see as being written as that, okay, is actually a lam followed by an alif, okay? That's what it is. Here we have a lam followed by an alif. Now, lam is the first letter, alif is the second letter. This kasra here is the first stroke and this fatha is the second stroke. So the first stroke will go with the first letter, which happens to be a lam. And the fatha, which is the second stroke, will go with the second letter, which is an alif, okay? So what we've actually got here is a lam with a kasra li and an alif with a fatha a, okay? So that's why, don't get confused. Always remember that this is a lam alif. Lam is first, alif is second. So then look at whatever stroke is first, that's the one that goes with the lam, okay? So that's why we read wali an.
Wali an
Amikum. Okay, well done. Okay, so one more time. Let's read from here. Wal jibala arsaha.
Wal jibala arsaha.
Mata'an lakum wa li an'amikum.
Mata'an lakum wa li an'amikum.
Well done. Okay, two things. Alif, okay, so make that very clear. So, an. Okay, don't make it an ayn. And when you finish here, kum. Just stop the sound, okay? Don't make a sound. Okay, let's move on to this next one. فَإِذَا جَاءَ
فَإِذَا جَاءَ
الطَّامَّةُ
a
Mashallah, very nice. And then when we get to the meme, we make a sound, okay? At-Takallum Kubra.
Kubra.
Mashallah, mashallah, very nice. So if I can ask you to read from here to here by yourself.
والجبال أرساها متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى.
Mashallah, mashallah, really, really nice reading. Very, very nice. Okay, so Jazakumullah for coming to the mic. Allah Hafiz for now. If we can have another student to the mic.
Yes, our next student is G2 633.
G2633, Assalamu alaikum. G2633, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, very, very good. Jazakumullah. Okay, so let's read the last two verses for today from here. Yawma
Yawmayata
yatadhakkarul
Zakarul
insanu
Insanu
ma sa'a.
Masa'a.
Well done. Okay, so 1 second. Let me start again, okay, from here. Yawma yatadhakkarul insanu ma sa'a.
Yawma Yatadhakkarul Insanu Masa'a.
Okay, very, very nice. Okay, so just be careful with your timings, yeah? These are all short strokes here, okay? Ma yatadhakka.
Yawma Yatadhakkar.
Well done. Okay, let's move on here. Wa burrizatil
Wa Burizatil
jahimu.
Jahimu.
Well done. For wa burrizatil jahimu
Wa Burizatil Jahimu.
liman yara.
Liman Yara.
Well done. Okay, so let's put them together. Okay, let's just clear it up here. Okay, from here. Yawma yatadhakkarul insanu ma sa'a.
Yawma Yatadhakkarul Insanu Ma Sa'a.
Well done. Okay, so this might be putting you off here. That's like a printing error there. Okay, there's a mark there. That isn't a stroke. Okay, it's a fatha on top of this da. Okay, so it's just one count. Okay, so yawma yatadhak.
Okay. Yawma Yatadhakkarul Insanu Ma Sa'a.
Well done. Okay, and if you carry on reading from there.
وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى.
Okay. So first of all here, okay, za with the fatha. Okay, just one count. Wa burrizatil
وبرزت
jahimu
الجحيم
Okay, so here we have to move our eyes very quickly from here to here, and we will teach you this rule later on in the course, okay? But we say here, liman yara.
liman yara.
MashaAllah. Okay, so sweetheart, stay with me on the mic, okay? And we'll have a read of the verses that we've done today, okay? Which are from here, okay? So repeat with me, okay? And everybody at home also repeat. إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى.
إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى.
من يخشى.
من يخشى.
أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء.
أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء.
Okay, so we're going to pause here, okay? أم السماء.
أم السماء.
Okay, when you come to the end here, okay, you know you're making the sound ma, air's coming out of your mouth. Use your tongue to suddenly block your throat. أم السماء.
أم السماء.
Okay, well done. بناها.
بناها.
رفع سمكها فسواها.
رفع سمكها فسواها.
وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها.
وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها.
والأرض بعد ذلك دهاها.
والأرض بعد ذلك دهاها.
أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها.
أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها.
Well done. والجبال أرساها.
والجبال أرساها.
متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم.
متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم.
Okay, so here is a rule that we'll teach you soon enough. Here we join the ayn with the lam. We don't make a noon sound at all. Okay, I know it's a tanween.
لكم.
Well done. فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى.
فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى.
Okay, that was it's quite tricky here because you have to have a lot of breath. Okay, from here. الطامة الكبرى.
الطامة الكبرى.
Okay, يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى.
يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى.
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 Because it's an ayn, okay? وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى.
وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى.
Okay, so sweetheart, this you've got to be really careful when you're practicing later on, okay? here is a fatha is one count. Don't make that for any longer, okay? You've done that each time we've read that, so be really careful that this is a fatha. وَبُرِّزَتِ الْجَحِيمُ لِمَن يَرَى.
وَبُرِّزَتِ Okay, can we stop?
Yeah.
وَبُرِّزَتِ الْجَحِيمُ لِمَن يَرَى
لِمَن يَرَى.
لِمَن يَرَى.
Mashallah, mashallah. Very, very nice. Okay. Pay attention to your timings on your fatha and all your short strokes. Okay. Okay, very nice. Jazakumullah for coming to the mic, darling. Allah Hafiz for now.
Allah
Okay.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. So we are now come to the end of our class and our time has run away. So if I can that student, can you call her back to the mics, my colleague?
G2 704.
I can't remember the G2 704.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, darling. Okay, so let's do the end dua. Okay, so bear with me. Let me just find it. Okay, here we go. Okay, sweetheart, if I read, you follow along, okay? Allahumma arhamni
Allahumma arhamni
Bil-Qur'anil azim.
Bil-Qur'an al-Azim.
And the translation, darling.
O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran, the Great.
MashaAllah. Jazakumullah, sweetheart, for coming to the mic. And I've just realized I didn't go through the homework because I was looking at the time. Today, we covered sukoon, which is a shaped symbol, sits on top of a letter, also known as a jazm. Letters carrying sukoon are called sakin, and a sakin letter joins to the most recent muttaharik letter. Muttaharik letter is an Arabic way of saying voweled letter. Muttaharik letter and voweled letter mean exactly the same things. Different teachers use different phrases, but they mean the same thing. Don't ever get confused. We continued with chapter 79, verses 27 to 37. The letter for today was Ain. It's the sound that comes from the middle of the throat. If you want to know more about the letters, the Talimul-Quran, the book, pages 134 to 137 is where you'll find that information. Please practice applying the rules we've revised so far in your daily tilawat. So if you're reading the Quran Majid already, please apply all the rules that we've covered so far and pay attention to all the rules that we've revised so far. Okay, Jazakumullah for your time, for honoring us with your presence and allowing us the enormous pleasure and honor of teaching you. And until we meet again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.